Miles, I'm not gonna lie, I just watched like 10 minutes of the Rooster wiggle on TikTok back to back to back.
Uh-huh. Nice.
I have a question specifically about it, but first off, I do want to congratulate you on the massive success of Top Gun Maverick.
Thank
Obviously, it's been the talk of the town. How are you feeling about the reception so far, critically and commercially? It's been huge.
Oh man, I mean these things really don't mean anything without the fans. I think
Yeah.
any artist will tell you that they're really the ones who make it kind of worthwhile. So to be able to deliver a sequel to a movie that people have been waiting for, Tom said ever since he finished the first one, 1986 when it came out, he said people have asked him every day when he's going to make a sequel. So to be able to be a part of this thing. And I think the expectations were maybe almost like impossible. And the fact that we pulled it off and, I'm not getting hate mail, so that's a good feeling.
In this day and age, that is a feat, okay? Because no
It's
matter
like,
what you do,
I
someone's
know.
mad.
Well, it's almost like it's just not cool to say that you love something. It's much cooler to be like, oh no, that was stupid and that person sucks. And I don't know, people are just mean. You're right. So it does feel good to be a part of something that everybody seems to like.
Well, congratulations on it. You got to give it to me really quickly. What's the key to nailing the Rooster wiggle? Was that just like, did we improv that? Was that something that was always a part of the
I mean,
plan?
that was something honestly, like me and my buddies have been doing that dance for a while. I think we used to call it the weekend at Bernie's. Where it's just
Okay.
kind of this like where they prop the dead body up and they make him dance and it looks like he's dancing.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I just think you can't. For me, I've never taken myself too seriously with dancing, and I think that's what adds to maybe some of the joy people are getting out of it. And it helps, like that I I mean, I don't know. The sit-ups helped too, I
I was
think.
gonna say it helps that you had like 18 abs in
Yeah,
the scene.
yeah. I know. I wouldn't recommend that diet, but film is forever. So that's
Yeah,
just
so
something I kept
almost
reminding
forever.
myself.
Well, it is the gift that keeps on giving. Spiderhead included in that. I mean, you have had quite the year. Congratulations on this one. Also, what a thrill ride with this. Talk to me a little bit about your process diving into this world. Your character is an inmate who's participating in mind altering experiments. You had to deliver some pretty manic performances at certain points for this role. Talk to me a little bit about that process. What was maybe the craziest thing that you had to sink your teeth into?
Yeah, I mean it is, and when I saw the movie, I was like, man, it really does kind of jump around tone wise and genre wise. It's there's a lot of different things going on, but I think it keeps you on your toes, which is nice. Yeah, I mean for me, you try and build in as much of the backstory as you can, and where Jeff is coming from, the audience kind of realizes, I think. Um, a little later on in the movie, then you understand why Jeff is there in the first place, and
Mhm.
it's he's dealing with some really tough stuff, and so that's what connected me to him, and but then at that point you're just along for the ride, and then you got to do all these scenes where you're like laughing like crazy. Now all of a sudden you're in love, and now all of a sudden you're like scared of a stapler, and it's just really like it was kind of it was like an emotional Olympics at times for sure.
Bit of a roller coaster. Going toe to toe with Chris Hemsworth, the mad scientist in this one. What was that like?
Well, he didn't have his hammer in this one, so he wasn't so
It
he wasn't so tough.
was essentially toe to toe, like Thor light, right? It's
Yeah.
only once the hammer comes in that you need to be weary.
And if you're gonna have a fight scene with Thor, it better be Thor light, because you're not
Right.
winning. You're not winning if he's got the armor and everything. But
Game over.
no, I mean Chris is he's I you would be very hard pressed, I think, to find anybody that would say a bad word about him. And he's just that guy, man. He's a leader on set. He's incredibly talented. He's incredibly kind. He's incredibly giving. That's what I could really say about Chris. He gives just as much of a performance off camera as he does on camera, and that's commendable. He's I would work with Chris again, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great to hear that. Your star is rising. We want to get to know you here at Access Hollywood. Turns out acting is something that came very naturally to you. You've been at this for a while now. Footloose in high school, Footloose on the big screen. When you think about those chapters of your life, was this always where you knew you'd end up? Was there ever a time when you thought about just tapping out, maybe calling it quits?
Um, no, I mean, I think I've been pretty fortunate in that I was in a good spot at the right time, and that the right person saw me at the right time. But acting is something that I've always kind of had a real love for. I see it as a craft, and as an art, and it's annoying when actors talk about acting, but I think I really do think it's a wonderfully like fulfilling profession, and you get out of it what you put into it. And so I've been lucky to have the opportunity to have to really, put in a lot of effort for a particular role. And I'm just, yeah, I'm enjoying it. There's certainly been times where maybe the phone wasn't ringing as much, and
Sure.
but I've also always, I've never like beaten myself up too much
No,
about it. I've just always been like, all right, well, that wasn't the thing.
just
You
ride
gotta
the
go,
wave.
you gotta go with the flow.
That's
That's it.
exactly it.
Yeah.
You got to go with the flow. One of our favorite roles is with your wife. What do you remember about getting cast and starring in Taylor Swift's music video? And also that first meeting with your wife. Like, how did you know she was the one?
Well, I think I knew she was the one. I don't think she knew right off the bat. I think I had to kind of, I think she had to like warm up to it, because
Yeah.
I tried to kiss her. She said no. And then I asked for her number and she said no. And I really got lucky that the valet line was backed up. So then I went out there and I think put my jacket on her, and she thought that was really chivalrous, which it
Okay.
was. And so that worked out.
Persistence. I like it. You didn't give
Oh yeah.
up.
Oh, for sure. And I think my mom would tell you like I maybe suffered from like overconfidence or something at a young age. So I just felt like, I don't know, she left the door cracked. So
Yeah.
I was gonna try and, open it.
Well, it worked out. Congratulations on everything that you have going on this year. We can't wait to see what's coming up next, Miles.
Oh,
Thank
thank you. Appreciate
you.
it.